So this is a quick response to Fama's video about it's more serious than that. It's his analogy was that it's sort of like if a cop if the robber broke into your window, was there to kill your family and torture your children, and a cop comes in to defend to fight the criminal that's breaking in through your window, that the women will say, "Oh, boys will be boys." It's sort of like, it's kind of obscene, ironic, funny kind of thing. And that's what the video, he said essentially in the video. That was the main argument. And so I'll tell you why people are jokey, obscenic, and ironic about these kinds of things. Take it from my example. I have been very serious and staunch about, this, that, and the other. Usually different moral violations, etc. And every time I talk, or I bring the conversation to something direct, um, people act that way. That Stefan described in the Stefan analogized in the video. And the reason that people don't take threatening evil seriously, even when it is imposed against their family in that example, is because it would shatter everything, right? All the drug deals. A lot of people, they smoke pot, they do other kind of illicit drugs, and they steal themselves. And they violate all these kind of fundamental property rights, etc. So if they take a firm stance and say, this is fucking terrible, that guy's a fucking evil scumbag for coming through the window and he deserves, the utmost punishment for having done that. Shame on him. Let the devil devour his soul. Whatever they want to, whatever someone might say that has this staunch view on good and evil. It's kind of firm stance. That's sort of a requirement for a free society. So yeah, they don't want to, because their life, it would be a house of cards. Their life would turn into a house of cards. I've seen this myself. Anytime I've confronted someone, or even just brought an example or a story, or even tried to report someone else's victim trauma, anytime, to a quote authority figure, someone who's supposed to take care of these things as part of their job, it's always been the same. Indifference, oh, you're not bringing on me enough information. Oh, there's probably more context. That's the best response you can expect in these situations, essentially, is, oh, we just need more information. We just need more information first. We just need more information. That's the best response that you can expect. But yeah, I think it's to do with the drugs. A lot of people, they just want to get high all the time, and all that kind of stuff. And so, if they admit that there's legitimate suffering at the direct result and under the behest of people being irresponsible, etc., then they will have to say, okay, how have I enabled this in my own life? Who is doing this, in the purview of my social group? Who is the most lackluster person that I have that needs to be confronted? They see that train. They see that domino effect. And they say, I don't want to take that on. I know that's what it is. I can tell you. Because I've been around a lot of the people like this, and that's how they think. They don't care that They don't care that there's people suffering as much as they care about, as of a direct result of their allegiance to moral relativism and indifference to evil. I mean, if I was talking like this, I'll give you an example. If I was talking like this, the way I'm talking right now, and there were these kinds of people, which is almost everyone, around me that Stefan is talking about, they would not be able to hear what I have to say. Not because they need a hearing aid or anything like that, but because their brain would melt, their brain would be fried, their brain would literally explode. They would say, okay, wait a second. So there is such a thing as good and evil? What? There is such a thing as someone who takes a position and holds it, and there is a way to do that and still breathe life. So they don't want to come to that Rubicon, if you will. And it is a Rubicon. And they don't want to acknowledge that the Rubicon exists. They just want to pretend, the whole bubble thing. So, just answering a quick question from Stefan's TikTok. That's a Freedomain TikTok. And I just want to make it clear that that's really what goes on. At least in most areas, pretty much all of humanity. That's sort of the synopsis reaction. All right, thank you.